Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hey guys, happy Wednesday and welcome to a new episode of 5 for 2. If you followed me for a while, you already know that I recently upgraded my one-to-one coaching package and gave it a brand new name. It had a little facelift and it's now called Create Your Own Lane. I'm so excited about it and that name just means so much to me. But today, what I want to talk about is what is creating your own lane? And why do you need to do it if you want to have a successful career? So let's get into it. So to start with, I just want to say that your career is about you. And before you say, duh, Adele, obviously, I think we get lost in thinking, okay, our career is just to pay the bills, or our career is to make us look good to our family, or just whatever it is. We have all these thoughts about our career and what it should be. But what your career is actually about is something, yes, that you do to pay the bills, but more than that, something that you do that you enjoy doing that gives you the life you want to live and helps you fulfill your purpose. And when I say purpose, your purpose doesn't have to be some big world-changing event. Your purpose might just be to help people find good jobs. That might be your purpose. That might be it. And that's more than enough. That's you serving and helping someone else. Whatever it is you do, your purpose might be teaching children, teaching the future leaders, future entrepreneurs, just future everything. But your career starts and ends with you. And the way you do that is by using your best skills and your best qualities. Right now, you are already enough for the job that you want. And your personality and who you are is what's going to make you great at that job. And I'm not saying like everything doesn't require some sort of learning, but you don't need to learn anything right now for the position you want. Yes, we all have to learn how to do a job. And when I say that, I mean like I had to learn how to do online marketing and how to sell my services online when I started my coaching business. Like I didn't know how to do those things, so I had to go and learn. I had to either decide if I was going to do a course or go and learn from someone, but I had to learn. When I got into recruitment, I didn't understand the ins and outs of recruitment or how to utilize a recruitment database so you can do like talent mining. Like I didn't know all these terms and all these things, and I had to learn them. But once you learn those basic things, what takes it to the next level is you. Have you ever been taught a process and then you're at work, and I know loads of you do this, you're at work, you get taught a process and you do it for a while and then you realize, oh, there's a better way, there's a quicker way, there's an easier way, there's a way that I would do it. And you start doing it that way and you start getting results. And you might even try and teach other people that way and loads of people get results and then your boss is really happy. Or other people just can't do it your way because they can't get their head around it, but it seems to work for you. You're the secret sauce because you added in your flair. You made that process work and deliver better results or took it to the next level because of something in you, in your personality, in your natural abilities, in your natural strengths, in your skill set. Something about you helped you take whatever that process was to the next level. And that is the underlying proof that you make your career. You can learn all the basics. You can be taught all the basics, but you cannot be taught to be you or the thing that sells you and makes you great at your job. Like I'm a recruiter in my day job and companies pay me to find them staff, like good quality staff. And I am definitely not the cheapest out there. I'm probably one of the most expensive. But I get repeat business and I get the same customers coming to me time and time again. And I get other recruiters saying, how are you working with this person? How do you get these clients? And I've had recruiters try to undercut my price and still not get the business. The reason is because of me, because of certain traits and qualities that I bring to the role that other people might not. One thing I pride myself on in recruitment is I'm honest. No one taught me that. I didn't go and study how to be honest. I just am honest. And I mean really honest. I will say to a client, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to help you with that job. Yeah, I don't think you're paying enough on that job, so I definitely won't take that job on. oh, actually, I'm really struggling to fill your job. So I'm thinking of doing this. What are your thoughts? Like, I'm a really honest recruiter. I'm just really honest. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to lie to you just to get your business. Like, recruiters always want to be able to get jobs in. And it looks great when you can say to your manager, I got 2 new jobs in this week. But I'm not about to take on a job if I don't think I can fill it or I can help in the slightest. I'm not about to waste my time or my client's time. So I am honest. I would rather choose honesty above everything else. I'm also an introvert. I tell you guys this all the time. And being an introvert means sometimes I'm listening and paying attention to the subtle things that people are saying, or I'm looking at people's body language and I'm picking up what you actually have a problem with or what you actually mean rather than just what's coming out of your mouth. And that helps me because it means I'm paying attention so much to what my clients really want. I start telling them things that they're like, how did you even guess that? How did you even know that? Because my observantness of being an introvert has helped me. My honesty has helped me. That is why I get customers coming back time and time again in my day job as a recruiter. People wanted me to help them find quality staff because of those qualities. Those qualities were not taught, but those qualities are what you have to embrace to start creating your own lane in your career. The reason I've been able to get promotion after promotion, pay rise after pay rise, is because I embrace my best qualities, which at one point in my life I didn't think were my best qualities. I thought being an introvert was like, oh my gosh, it's going to hold me back. There's no way I'm going to be able to like be in rooms and do public speaking and support a whole team of people. And look at me, I've run huge offices, huge HR departments, recruitment offices, and still been the introvert that I am. I can still say, even to this day, I prefer 70% to work alone and 30% to work in a team. But I manage huge teams. I train teams. I get them to hit massive targets. But my preference is still independent work. I like a combination of both, but it's always going to be like a 70-30 split. Some days it's going to be a 60-40 split, but if I can choose, it's going to be 70 or 80% me doing work on my own. And that just is what it is, learning how to make it work for you, but also work for your career. And whatever your personality type is, whoever you are, whatever you value, you can embrace that and you can sell that skill and you can get someone to give you the opportunities you want and help you make the money you want. Like if you're an extrovert, what about being an extrovert makes you good at your job? Is it that because you can literally talk to anyone at all times, people like you and they remember you and you build relationships quickly, which helps you progress in your career? And even if you don't know what it can help you do, start thinking about what can my best qualities help me do in my career? What am I naturally good at and what do I value? Like I said to you, I value honesty. What do you value? Like, do you value fun? You might be thinking to yourself, just valuing fun is not going to help me in my career. You can leverage anything. Does the fun that you value mean that you always make the working environment pleasurable for everyone else? Do people love being around you? Can that translate into leadership? Are you naturally motivating people without even realizing it and getting people to get their work done, even though it's not a part of your job description? Are you just a natural motivator because you value fun? There is always something about your character that you can sell to get exactly what you want and where you want in your career. Not one thing isn't better than the other. Like, are you so much of an extrovert that people talk about you when you're not even in the room in a good way? They're saying like, oh, she's really great. She always has really great ideas. And the customers seem to really like her. Like, we love when Adama's in the building. And the reason I use that name is because whenever I think of an extrovert, I think of my friend who is like the epitome of extroversion. And her name's Adama. And see, just the thought of the word extrovert made me think of her. So what qualities do you have that can take you to the next level in your career? And I'm not talking about hard skills. I'm not talking about qualifications, because we could all go out and get a qualification and some of us will and some of us won't. But once you've got that qualification, what else on top of that is going to help you get the title you want, the position you want, or into the industry that you want? Because even if you've got the qualification and you're up against 10 other people with that qualification, what makes you stand out? And who you are is what makes you stand out. The way you specifically do things is what makes you stand out. The fact that I can say my honesty helps me make money because my clients value my honesty. I can go and sell that to any company and be like, well, because I'm honest, I've been able to increase sales within my business because the customers really value my honesty and it's made them spend this amount of money with us. Use what you have to get what you want. That's the beginning of creating your own lane. And now imagine you want more money, but you don't want to go and get more experience. Because if you're like me, I don't want to do too much extra. I don't want to jump through all these hoops and do all this extra stuff if I don't have to. So if currently you want more money, but you don't necessarily want to have to go and get loads more experience, the way you create your own lane, let's start off with something as simple as changing your location. A lot of you are fighting for this promotion or this pay rise in your current job. You want more money. You know you deserve more money. You've done your research. You know that you're on lower than what even the average is, or you're on just the average, but you should be getting more because we're not here for the bare minimum. And you're thinking, I've got to jump through all these hoops. I'm going to have to take on all this extra work. What about just changing location? There's a post that's been going around recently, and it says like a bottle of water will cost like £1 at a corner shop. It will cost £2 at a gym, and then it will cost £5 on an airline, like on the aeroplane or in a club. But we'll pay for it. We'll all pay for it. No matter all the thing that's changed is the location. You will buy that bottle of water in all three of those locations for 3 different prices. The water itself did not change. All that changed was the location and the value that that location put on it. I know some of you have seen this post because I've even reposted it. And the truth is, you are the same as that bottle of water. You are the same you wherever you go. You have the same qualities and the same abilities wherever you go, but some places will just pay you more for it. Some places will pay you more for your current skill set right now. Currently where you are, your current company's maximum salary is the minimum salary at another job. So what you're currently getting paid and your company's telling you, oh, we can't go any higher, that would be your starting salary to do the exact same job at another company. So then with your experience on top of that and negotiating, you're going to start on way higher to do the exact same job. I've helped people get 20, 30K pay rises to do exactly what they're doing right now in this moment. And one of the biggest things they did was change location. So that's one way we can get more money without more experience. Another way you can get more money without more experience is learning to communicate what you have better than you currently are. What you can do right now might seem so insignificant to you, but the truth is your company isn't paying you for no reason. They need you to do the job you're doing to deliver the result that they need. You are paid to solve a problem. You are paid to do a job that they need done. And that's the key word. They need the job done, so they pay someone to do it. So you now need to stop communicating what you do at some basic level. A lot of people that come to me and I speak to, they talk about what they do and they talk about it like it's no big deal and it's just really basic. Actually, if you start believing more in what you do, it spills over to other people and they start to believe in you more than you're currently believing in yourself. They start to believe everything you believe. And if you start using better words, talking about what you do and talking about the result it delivers, actually saying, I do X, Y, Z, and that helps my company to save money, make money, bring in new customers. It helps with reputation. And I know some industries, people will say, well, if you're not in an office or you don't do sales or some sort of tech role, you don't affect your company's bottom line, or there is no bottom line. For instance, if you work as a teacher, there's no company bottom line. You're not saving your company money or necessarily making them money. However, you have a huge contribution. If a school is failing, the teaching is failing, the students aren't learning, Ofsted will come in and eventually shut that school down. But if your school is at the top, you've got an outstanding, like your report is amazing, there'll be a demand. There will even be a wait list. People will be desperate for their kids to go to your school, which means the school stays open, the school has a good reputation. That is what the head teacher wants. That is what the school wants. That is what the local authority wants. They want to know that they've got the best schools in their area. How do you affect that as a teacher? You affect that because if you're the teacher who's able to take your students to the next level, if all your students are achieving above average results, then that's what you sell. You sell the fact that the way you teach, the way you do things is different. All teachers are teaching the same curriculum, but the way you do it, the way you inject your personality might be creating better results in the group of children or the class of children that you teach. That's what you sell. That's how you communicate. You don't communicate at a basic level and just say, oh, I teach year 2. You teach year 2 to do what? I could just say to you, I'm a recruiter. That's it. That's what I do. I'm just No, I'm a high level recruiter. I'm able to get 15 people into a job in X amount of time. Like, talk about what you do. And getting those 15 people has generated X amount of money for my company. And I can do this on repeat because of my personality, because of X, Y, Z. Communication is everything. If you just say to someone, here's a loaf of bread, that's great. But if you say to them, this is the best loaf of bread and it's going to help you lose weight, someone invented it because I've never heard of it. But if you did and you had better communication around what it could do, it will sell. So how are you communicating your current skills? Are you communicating in a way that is worthy of another 20K? Or are you communicating in a way where you don't even really think what you do is that impactful? So you just talk about it at a really basic level. That is literally just two ways, changing location and communicating your experience and your qualifications and your personality in a much better way. Those two things can get you more money. There are so many other ways to get yourself more money using your current skills without getting more, without being desperate to get more. Start off with where you are now and what you have now and use what you have and turn that into more money. Turn it into a promotion. If you've been trying to get the promotion, and please, no one be out here trying to get the promotion without getting the pay rise. You should be getting both. But if you've been turned down repeatedly, it's not because your skills aren't good enough. It's because you're not communicating them at the right level. It's because you're not showing what they actually contribute. People care about what you can do for them. Companies are no different. They want to know how what you have will help them, whether it's help them make more money, so affecting their bottom line, or bring in new customers, which again affects the bottom line, or just building their reputation. Whatever it is you're able to do, they need you to be able to communicate that effectively and with impact. So emphasis on the communication. But to get to that place, you have to believe in you. And that's how you create your own lane. Creating your own lane starts with you actually even knowing who are you and what can you do and what are you great at. It starts with you embracing your qualities and falling in love with them. Falling in love with the fact that you're an introvert. A big old introvert who can get 5 promotions, double their salary and start a business if they want to. Falling in love with the fact that you're an honest human being, or you're an extrovert, or you're really loving and really caring, whatever it is that you are. Falling in love with the fact that you're the fun one and the motivator. Understanding that the things that you don't think are a big deal could be the thing that makes you a crap load of money doing a job that you absolutely love. What you bring is the important part. Creating your own lane is about literally what it says, creating your own lane. Not doing it because it's traditional and it's what you're supposed to do. Not doing it because that's what your family expects. Not following the exact rules. That's why a lot of you are frustrated in your career right now. That's why a lot of you are feeling stuck and you don't know where to go, because you're trying to follow these rules that have been set to us and told to us by our parents, by society, by our friends, by whoever it is, even by ourselves, like us telling ourselves, right, you have to go to college and then you have to go to university and you have to get the degree. And then when you've got the degree, everything will be perfect. And then it's not perfect. And you're in the job right now that even if it pays you really well, you're bored out of your mind, you're unmotivated, or your boss is just awful. You hate what you do. You don't even enjoy it anymore. Stop holding yourself to these standards. Like, yes, you followed the traditional route. Yes, you did everything you were supposed to do. And now you've grown and you've changed your mind. Or now everything that you did that you were meant to do, or you thought you were meant to do, didn't get you to the place you thought it would get you to. Or maybe you're like me, you didn't do it the right way. And you're like, well, this is my fault. This is why I can't have the things I want. Because that's how I felt for a long time. I can't have the things I want because I didn't follow the traditional route. That will keep you frustrated, because imagine you follow the traditional route and you still don't get what you want. Now you're annoyed and frustrated because you're like, I did everything right and I still don't have what I want. And if you don't follow the traditional route, there are no rules that say you can't have what you want. The truth is, it's all about trying. The truth is, it's all about trial and error. There is more than one route to any result. I spoke about it earlier in the episode when I said you will learn a process at your work and then you will find ways to actually make that process better, because there isn't one way to do anything. There's not one way to be a parent. There's not one way to be a manager. There's not one way to anything in life. You can find your route that works for you. And the minute you find a way that works for you, it all just it's like dominoes. It all falls down into place. It all just starts to click and everything feels so much better. When you are operating from a place of, oh, it's me. It's not the qualification. It's not what I've been taught. It's me. I'm the secret sauce. When you operate from that place, your entire career will change. Not just your career, but your life. Because you will feel more comfortable and content. It will be easier for you to get that promotion. It will be easier for you to change industry. It will be easier for you to get paid much more. Not the little crappy increase they give you each year, but actually the 10, the 15, the 20, the 30K pay rise, because you've been undercharging this whole time and you've done everything you were supposed to do and you're still underpaid. I gave a tip recently about changing industry because I find that people feel like they have to do 1,000 things to change industry, and that's why they stay where they are unhappy, because they're like, I'd rather just be here unhappy than jump through a million hoops. Guess what? The best tip I can give you if you're trying to change industry right now is use what you currently have. The way I got out of childcare was, the first thing I thought of was like, okay, I'm in childcare already. How am I going to transition into HR or recruitment? How? When I've only ever done childcare. Here's the tip. What I did was I thought about what childcare industries or companies need HR and recruitment people. So I used what I had, which was experience in childcare, and thought about, okay, well, all companies have human resources people and they have people that recruit for them and find staff. That's what I want to get into. So the easiest transition is for me to find a company who recruits for education or childcare. Find a company that has a HR department and they're a childcare company already, and become a HR advisor. Maybe become an administrator for a school, take a sidestep. But I was looking at how can I connect what I have with what I want. If I wanted to get into tech at that time, I would have looked for companies, tech companies that make software or make technology for childcare or education companies. I also started looking at, well, childcare, what else is it similar to? And it's very similar to adult care, like healthcare, very similar to special needs care. So I started thinking about how can I use what I have? Because if you're in an industry, even if you don't have the specific skills for the new role, if you're already in that industry, you can talk about that industry. For instance, if you're in hospitality and you want to get into tech, find tech companies that build technology for hospitality companies. Because when you go for interview, you'll be able to talk about why that tech is important in hospitality because you've been on the ground and you know the hospitality industry in and out. It's the quickest and easiest way to make a transition. And then once you've made the transition into the new industry, you can then learn the actual skills of the new industry, and then you can leverage it and go wherever you want. You don't have to stay within the realms of that specific, like I didn't have to stay within childcare anymore. I've done admin recruitment, I've recruited in marketing, I've done all types of recruitment. But I started by sidestepping and getting myself into a place where they did education recruitment, they did healthcare recruitment, and then that helped me then get the skills of being a recruiter. But I was able to use my current industry to get into my new industry. This is how you create your own lane, guys. So when I'm talking about creating your own lane, this is what I mean. If women come to me and literally they've gotten to the end of 9 to 5, they never even thought of ever being an entrepreneur, or they've got a little side hustle and actually they're ready to make that their full-time hustle so that they're just ready to be out of 9 to 5. 9 to 5 sometimes isn't for all of us. And the truth is I never, ever, ever thought I would be an entrepreneur. But when you start creating your own lane, opportunities start showing up that maybe you never even thought of. Ideas start coming up. You're willing to try different things because you're not worried about what everyone else is doing and you're doing what works for you. If you're ready to leave 9 to 5 and get into entrepreneurship, it's all possible. It's about creating your own lane. It's about deciding what is next for you, even if you've never seen anyone else do it before. Even if you have to be the first person in your friendship group, even if you have to go against what everyone else is telling you will work, to prove to them and prove to yourself that it is possible. Everyone told me I wouldn't be able to get into another industry because I'd only ever done childcare. 10 years in childcare. People was like, nah, if you can't make more money where you are now, what makes you think you're going to make more money in a new industry? You're going to have to start at entry level and it's going to take you about another 10 years before you get there. My first year of recruitment, I made more money than I'd ever made in my whole 10 years of childcare. Not the 10 years added up together. Maybe actually, who knows? No, I'm joking. But in what I'm saying is I made more money in the first 12 months in recruitment. I got more promotions in the first 2 years of recruitment than I had my entire career, like quicker than ever before. It didn't take me 10 years to get to where I am today. I've been managing teams in recruitment 2 years into the new industry. What you already have goes with you. Everything I learned in childcare went with me. Even if I couldn't see it at the time, it went with me. Nothing's ever left behind. You are the secret sauce. You create your own lane because there's only one you. I can literally help 2 people get the exact same result. For instance, a 20K pay rise. But I would have helped them get it in totally different ways because they're totally different. And what one can do is not the same as what the other can do, but they can get the pay rise for what they can do, what they specifically are good at and who they specifically are. And that's what you should be using to get yourself where you want to be and to get yourself what you want. Use yourself, use who you are and create your own lane. And now you know why I decided to call my signature one-to-one program Create Your Own Lane. Because I realized that yes, I was helping women to confidently secure their career. And that's why it was originally called the Confident Career Accelerator. But more than that, I'm helping women to confidently create their own lane, to believe in who they are, to embrace their qualities that they have right now in this moment and use it to make themselves more money, more opportunities, doing work they actually enjoy. Stop worrying about doing what everyone else tells you to do. Start being a little bit unconventional, because maybe that's the reason you're feeling stuck, because you're trying to do it the most conventional way possible. When if you just tried unconventional, if you just decided to believe in yourself and convince someone else to pay you for what you're already good at, you could change your whole career. You could change your whole life. Anyone right now who's listening to this and is literally ready to create their own lane and is ready to make it happen before the end of the year, I have 3 spots available right now for my signature one-to-one program, so we can get you into the new industry or get you paid better money so you can start building wealth for your family, traveling more, buying a house, whatever it is you want to do with that money. Or for the person who's literally fed up with 9 to 5 and is ready to make their side hustle pop, reach out. Book a call with me and let's talk about where you're stuck and how we can change it. At the very least, even if our chat results in us realizing that Create Your Own Lane isn't the right program for you, in those 45 minutes, you will at least walk away knowing one thing that you can do right now that will help you make a change in your career. So if you're ready and you want to have a chat, like I said, book a free call. You can either jump on my Instagram and click the link in my bio. You can head over to my website, atnrich.com, or you can have a look in the show notes, because I'm sure my podcast manager has dropped it in there, so you can click the link there as well. So yeah, guys, creating your own lane is so important. Believing that you can create your own lane is even more important and is where you get started. So if you're ready to believe in who you are and what you have to offer, and start communicating it in a way that gets you where you want to be, reach out. Or just binge all my podcast episodes. Because if I go back and listen now, I realize everything I've always done, everything I've always supported every woman I've worked with is creating their own lane. This has been a great episode. Thank you for joining me, and I will speak to you again soon. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.